All right, so here's the deal. I'm at Prouse Chevrolet in Sault Ste. Marie today to show you this truck behind me. This beauty is the 2022 refreshed GMC Sierra Elevation, but it's in the titanium rush metallic color. Let's get going. So for the start of the 2022 model year, we had what they call the 2022 limited GMC Elevation, which looked completely different from this. Well, not completely different, but definitely different in the front end of the truck. And now we have what they call the refresh truck, which I'm sure many of you are aware by now. But one of the new things, aside from the looks of the truck, that they've implemented is this brand new color called titanium rush metallic, and it's just like a spectacular color. In some lights it looks purple, in some lights it looks dark gray, in some lights in the shadows it definitely looks black. But what a great color, and if I could recommend it, I would, because this is actually a color that I would order this truck in. But let's talk about the Elevation first and foremost and what they've done to change it. They have bigger LED daytime driving lights than they did in the past. The grille design is different. It comes down closer to the bumper. You're definitely different down here where your fog lights are. They used to be kind of up where you see those air curtains there. So there's definitely a different restyle front end, but of course the biggest difference comes in the inside and an all new interior, which we're going to get to in a second. Now this is a crew cab here with the 6.5 foot box, because again, you can order this truck in the 6.5 foot box. All right, you don't see as many of them. Typically you do see them in the 5.8, but we've ordered this one in the 6.5 foot box. All right, the Elevation also comes with paint matched everything with the exception of the mirror cap. So Elevation means you get paint matched, you know, a front grille surround, front bumpers, door handles, as well as the rear bumper. Mirror caps are black on these. I'm not sure why they went to that, but anyways, it is what it is. Maybe to match up with these 20-inch black gloss aluminum wheels that are standard. Your only choice on the Elevation. It's the only way it comes is with those black wheels. But I love the black wheels, so I'm definitely not one to complain about that. Of course, this is a four-wheel drive. We live up here in Canada, Northern Ontario. But typically what you'll also see them in, which this one unfortunately is not, is the X31. And right off that back, it'd be the X31 package, which is basically the exact same as what Chevy has with the Z71 package, okay? So the X31 and the Z71 are the same, which means you get underbody skid plates, Rencho name brand shocks, high-low range for the four-wheel drive selector. You're gonna see in there, this one doesn't have that. Higher intensity air cleaner, hill descent control. So there's some things a part of that, you know, X31 package that are kind of nice. Sometimes they're on constraint, or some customers just don't care and don't need that, so they're not paying extra for it. This one here has the 5.3 liter underneath that hood, but there is 3 different engine choices you can get with the Elevations right now. 2.7 liter 4-cylinder turbo, the 5.3, which is what in this one, or you can get the Duramax. The 6.2 is not available in the Elevation, which is a mid-trim level truck. Heading to the back though, I've always loved the steps in the bumper. They're still there, thank goodness. Obviously we have the rear park assist on this one here. What I do like about this one is we have added the multi-pro tailgate on this one. So if you're not familiar with that, 6-position tailgate. It's pretty awesome. You can put it in, again, 6 different ways. And then of course, if you want help up, you have that handle to help you step up there, if already these don't work enough for you. What I do like about it, a lot of people overlook with this, it does a bunch of different things, but look at this, especially if you're short on the arms, you can kind of come in right here and reach that much further into the back of the truck, which I like. So of course this has the spray and box liner with the GMC emblazoned in there. You have tons of tie-down hooks. In fact, you have 12 to begin with. So you have 3 in each corner, and then these ones here, see those grommets? 3 along the sides and 3 along the front, or 6 along the sides, I guess. There's 9 more tie-down hooks you can put this in, which is crazy. LED lights back here, which is nice, especially if you have a ton of cover on back here. And then you have your plug-in back here, which is powered from the front. So there's a button in the front you have to power in order for this to work. Now back here, of course, you have your backup camera. This is a pin light which lights right down in your hitch. So as a heads up, that is not a second camera. And something that's a little different now in the Elevations, which we didn't have in the past. You'll see here. So normally this is, that'd be the round trailer lighting, and this would be your other trailer lighting, you know, the prong trailer lighting. Unfortunately, thanks for coming by. All right, unfortunately though, or not unfortunately, fortunately what they've got now is we have surround vision camera options in this trim level, and when you do that, you get the trailer options, so you can have this on the back of the trailer or in the trailer, and this is where it hooks up to, so you'll see it's a little bit different there. So if you have the pronged you know, lighting system, you're gonna need to get the adapter for that right there. No big deal. I kind of like it. I'd rather that, actually, the option to have the backup camera trailer, or backup camera for the trailer, or the camera in the trailer. Sliding rear window on this one here as well. Now, one of the things they've eliminated for 2022 refresh, I'm not sure why, was the keyless entry. It used to be keyless entry on all 4 of the doors in the GMCs. Chevy got rid of that a couple years ago. For some reason, they've eliminated it now. Probably due to constraints. I think it makes sense. We already have enough constraints to begin with, so that's probably one of the reasons. But let's talk about the surround vision camera again here for a second. You'll see it's on the mirror there. Camera's up there. Camera in here. Again, we're going to find out when we go inside that there's a new interior which allows for this camera, a bigger screen, a clearer screen. But again, the ability to have surround vision camera in a mid-trim level truck is awesome. We only offered it in the high trim levels before. All right, so one of the things I like about the Elevation is you can order it with leather, which we've done in this case. There's your storage in the back, lots of room in the back of our crew cabs, as you can see when you flip that seat up. All right, but again, this one's got leather in it. Now, sunroof is an option in Elevation. Of course, this one, as we can see, didn't come with it, but you can get a sunroof in an Elevation. Again, another nice aspect to a mid-trim level truck that you can add. All right, now, here's where the biggest difference comes in. A little bit different trim here. Different design here for where the Bose stereo system is. Of course, this one has a Bose in it. That is an option. Again, it doesn't come standard, but it's an option. Over here is your auto shock four-wheel drive system. Now, what I was mentioning outside when I was talking about the X31 package is typically, if you have the X31 package, you have auto, 2 high, you'd have 4 high and 4 low. This does not have 4 low, all right? So keep that in mind. And they used to have a train mode button, it's not a button like that anymore. So anyways, but no 4 low if you don't get the X31 package. This is the light, by the way, that lights up right here. Some pretty bright spotlights that light off here, which I really like. Can't use your fog lights at the same time, but I can't use it when you're driving, pardon me. The other thing I like though is this here. That's the, that jellyfish launcher I've talked about before. That will light up the lights up there, the lights in the back here, and as I already talked about earlier, that pin light back here which lights down at the hitch. So that does 3 different functions. Now, heading back inside here, our headlights are auto, of course. Oh, and there's your fog light button is down here below. So there's different lighting buttons. That's your mirror, that's for the back, and that's for your fog light. So different buttons there. This just dims and brightens the screen. I like how they've changed the looks here with the like kind of piano black, that's how you call it. But here's where the main differences come in. As you can see, first and foremost, right there, a massive change, the electric shifter. Now, here's something interesting to note. As we can see, we are sitting in a bucket seat model truck, which means you're automatically getting this new electric shifter. However, what I like about the Elevation is if you decide I only want to get the bench seat, so I want that seat that lifts up in the middle so I can seat 6 passengers in here. If you do so, you're gonna go back to the old column shifter. So you'll have the column shifter there, as this will be gone, because obviously it's open floor, right? So if you don't like that electric shifter, which I actually do, it's growing on me, you do have the option to get the column shifter, but you won't get the bucket seat. So there's a trade-off there. Now, because this one has, I'm gonna sit inside here, it's a little bit cooler. Because this one has that shifter, you're now seeing paddle shifters up here on the steering wheel. Now again, if you get the column shifter, you won't have those paddle shifters up there, but it is what it is. Another massive difference, obviously, is there, but we're gonna talk about this first. 12.3-inch fully programmable screen here. You can change what each side looks like, what the information below has. So I really like the ability to do that. Now, one of the things that's interesting about this, and I talk about it in a video, check it out, it's one of my more recent videos. The thing about the new trucks is when you get in the truck, it asks you to buckle the drive. So you have to put your seatbelt on in order to put it in drive. Now, I'm a proponent of buckling your seatbelt. I think very heavily and strongly about buckling your seatbelt, but if I'm just moving around the parking lot or in my driveway or whatever, I don't want to have to buckle the darn thing up every time. Watch that video. I tell you how to take it out of that. So anyway, that being said, again, what you can do is you can actually change this, all, by the way, done by the steering wheel here. You can change this over here, and you can change the display layout. So when you choose this, you can choose a couple different styles. Let's choose digital, just as an example. There's 4 different styles, okay? And when you do choose that, when you go back, you can now choose what is on either side. So let's say I don't want the compass on the left-hand side. I want my tire pressure, just for an example. You can do that, or your fuel economy average, all right? You can change some of the things on that side. And likewise, for the right side and likewise for below, okay? So it just gives you the ability to customize this to the things that you like to see, but also the look, how you like how it's laid out, all right? So again, there's some different ways to make it look. You can play around with that, of course, if you get the truck or if you test drive one. Now, of course, this whole layout is completely different than in the past. This is a 13.4-inch color touchscreen, much larger than our outgoing 7 and 8-inch color touchscreens were, all right? So I'm very excited about this. Now, part of the some of the questions I get is why, see, Dodge has it up like this. Why do you have it like this? Well, our eyes are taught to learn, or we're taught and we learn and we read from right to left. And that way it makes more sense to have a wider screen as opposed to a taller screen. At least I think so. Now, one of the interesting things I have noticed though, since getting these trucks in, is when you put it in reverse, the backup camera only makes up 3/4 of that view. I have spoken to the GM, and what they basically said was if they put that all the way over, it makes it less clear. Like it stretches it too much and it doesn't look proper. And honestly, in that backup, I'll show you here again, it gives you lots of visibility here. And there again, here we have our surround vision camera, right? So it gives you lots of different angles on the vehicle that's behind us. If I hit it again, it's going to show us in front of us. I love the ability to have the surround vision camera in this trim level truck if you don't want to go up to a Denali or an AT4 or AT4X, something like that. Of course, you can have navigation built in here. As a heads up, the navigation built in here, it's using a different system. It's Google integrated, okay? iPhone users, don't be scared, don't be afraid, because you're still gonna have Apple CarPlay on here, which is wireless now, which I love. But Google integration means that you're gonna have Google Maps in here. Now, as a heads up, this is something you have to subscribe to OnStar for in order to have data for this to work. Otherwise, if you don't want to use the navigation that's built in the vehicle, you just hook up on your phone, whether it's Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and you can use the data from your phone and your navigation that way. But as a heads up, that navigation will not work unless it has data being fed to it. So I just wanted to kind of give you a quick heads up, on that, all right? So Google integration, all this stuff is different. You can hold the buttons, change where they are. You can also put these and change them over to your favorites. There's a lot of cool things you can do with that. Of course, the layout here is a little bit different. There's your rear park assist. One of the things that I never understood being here in Canada, and my American friends, my friends you guys down there from the south have reminded me, this rolls down all 4 windows at once. I gotta roll them back up, otherwise we're gonna get the wind noise. But anyways, I can understand now, after speaking to people in Texas and California and so on down there, that definitely will cool the truck down a lot faster. Makes sense. I never thought about that. Again, this has all the trailer equipment, and we've included the trailer brake controller on this. By the way, if you didn't know so, it's nice to have the trailer brake controller integrated with the truck because it works with the anti-sway control, which most of the aftermarket companies won't work with. All right, so it is a little bit safer trailer brake controller than some, and it's really easy and intuitive to use. All right, again, this is all differently laid out. This one has the heated seats in it. You can get heated seats in this, and of course you get the heated steering wheel as well. That one's activated. Are these activated? All right, so whoever ordered this truck is getting the heated seats and the heated steering wheel right off the bat, because as we know, some of them are coming on constraint. Glove compartment over here. All right, nice big glove compartment there, and then there's a button right there for this one. So that button was right there. So that is basically the interior of this truck, all the new differences. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. What a beautiful color, right? Until the next video, stay tuned, and thanks for watching.